Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. So today we are going to discuss very basic level of SQL questions. So in this video we will only consider one single table and we will play around with the same table that is shown in the screen, that is the employees table. And we will be discussing the questions. We will be solving the list of questions that have been mentioned here, and one by one we will discuss the solution of each problem, and we will write the code, write our SQL query in MySQL workbench. So guys, let's understand the table first. So this table has these many columns, that is the employee ID, first name, last name, the salary of the employee, the manager ID, job ID of the employee, department ID, and the hire date. So we can clearly see that the table gives the details of the employees who are working in certain company, and we have the details of each employee here. So there are 10 employees from 1001 to 1010. So now let's discuss the question. So I have created separate sheets for each single question, where I have written sample output and the question. So this is how our output should look like when we will run our SQL query on SQL Workbench. So our first question is, we need to display all the records of the table. So this is one of the very basic question in which we have to display all the records of the table. So let's go to my SQL Workbench, where I have already imported my table. So here, this is my employee table, and I'll start with the first question, that is, I need to display all the records. So to display all the records, we simply do select star from employee, from employee. So select star. So the star will actually retrieve all the columns that are there in my table, and this is the name of my table. So when I'll run this query, I'll see that I have displayed all the records of the table. Now let's go to the second question and see what it tells us. So going to the second question, we have to find all the employees in the sales department, and assuming that department ID 1 represents sales. So it's very clear that we only need to find the details of the employees who only work in sales department, and sales department we can easily distinguish with the department ID 1. So since there is a kind of filtering condition here, so we will make use of where clause in this query, and we can simply write where department ID is equals to 1, and this query will give us the results of the employees who are working in the uh, sales department, that is with the department ID 1. So let's write the query for the second question. So for the second question, select, let's retrieve all the columns. I'll just finish my first query, just end it with the semicolon, and then I'll start writing my second query from, this is my table name, employees. And since I have a filtering condition, which I'm writing it with a where clause, so where department ID is equal to 1. So this will give me the records with the department ID 1 only. So we have 4 employees here, and if we see the sample output, so we can see this is my sample output, and my sample output I only have the employee ID, so I can either uh, only write the employee ID column and not any other. So this will give me the employee ID of those employees who work in sales department. So I hope the second question is also clear. Now let's go to the third question and see. We have to find the employees with the salary above 80,000. Now if we go to our original table, if we see that we have a salary column for each single employee ID. and we have to find the employees whose salary is greater than 80,000. So in this case we will be having the 1001 employee ID in our output, since its salary is 85,000, and this we will not be having in my output. We will be having this record as well: 1003, 1001, 1003, then 1005, then 1006, and 1009. That's all. So we can also do this question again with the help of filtering condition, doing applying the filtering condition in our where clause. So let's write the query in MySQL Workbench again. So this is my third question. So these are very basic level questions. Let's retrieve all the records. So let's start from employees. Next, where salary is greater than 80,000. So if I run this query, I'll find these employees which were there in my output, and in the output we can see we only retrieve the first name of those employees. So let's just retrieve the first name column, and since we don't want all the records, so here we can see that we have got the names of those employees whose salary is more than 80,000. So I hope this question is also clear. Now, so one thing, you can also do order by on first name. So you will get uh, the employees whose names are alphabetically ordered. So David, John, Kevin, Michael, and Sarah. So this is how you can also use the order by clause. And if you don't want to use, then you that it's all upon your choice. Now let's go to the fourth question. In the fourth question, we have to find the details of those employees who has not been assigned a manager yet. That means we want to find the employees who don't have a manager, or whose manager ID is none in that case. So let's go to the original table and understand like what should be our sample output. So we want the employee ID whose manager ID is not assigned yet. That means whose manager ID is null. So we can see that there is only one single employee, that is David, whose manager ID is null. So when writing the query, again we will have to use a where clause, and in the where clause we can simply write where manager ID is null, and this SQL query will give us the output, that is the employees whose manager ID is not assigned. So let's do this question in MySQL Workbench. So this is my question. I'll write it: select star from employee where manager ID is null. So guys, we when we are dealing with null or not null, we don't we it's something that we have to take care of, that we cannot write it something like this is equal to null. It will give us error. So whenever we have to assign, so we don't see any kind of result here. So null and is null, we always have to use is operator here, that is null. And if in case you want to find for not null condition, you could have used is not null. So this is how null works. So in this case our manager ID should be null. So we have got this column for the employee ID 1005. Since we only want the employee ID of this person, so we can simply write my employee ID column here in the select clause, and we have got the answer of this question as well. Now go to the question number 5, and in this question we have to calculate the average salary across all the employees. So in the sample output table, we only have single column, that is the average salary column, and it is giving us the result, that is the average salary of all the employees. So this question, in this question, we can simply aggregate the salary column uh, using average function. So we can simply write average of salary as average salary, and it will give us the average salary column. So let's write the code in MySQL workbench. So here we have to find average salary across all the employees. So let's write the code here. So select from employee, and in the select clause, I just want the average salary, so I can simply write average of salary as average salary, and this will give me one single column for all the employees, one single column, that is average salary for all the employees. That we can clearly see that we have got our result here, which matches with our sample output table. So this is what we were looking for. So the query is very simple. We have just aggregated the salary column here. Now let's go to the next question. So for the next question, we have to calculate the average salary for each job title. So in the last question, we had to calculate the average salary for all the employees. But in this case, we have to calculate the average salary for each job title. So in this question, we have two columns in our output, that is job ID and the average salary. So for each job ID, we have to calculate the average salary of the employee. So in this case, if we go to the sample input table and see the job ID column, we have 1, 2, 3, 2, 4. These are the job IDs assigned to each employee. So in this case, we will have to group our job ID column. We will have to apply the group by condition on job ID column, and then we can find job ID, the average salary for each particular job ID. So let's write the SQL query in MySQL workbench. So my sixth question here. Okay, I'll just end this query using a semicolon. Now for this, I want two columns in my output, that is job ID, and the second one is average salary. So I can again make use of average keyword here, and average salary as average salary, and this I'm taking it from my employee table, and we will have to do the group by on job ID. So one thing to note that here is job ID column is non-aggregated and average salary column is aggregated. So if any non-aggregated column is there, it will always come under the group by clause. So this is something that is universal for each single query. If there are columns that exist which are not aggregated, then we will have to use it in group by clause. So let's run the query and see the results. So we have got the average salary separated average salary for each particular job ID. So there were 6 job IDs that we could see are in our sample input table: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have got the result of this question as well. Let's now go to the next question, which is find the total number of employees in each department. So in this question, we have to find the employee count for each single department. So in the sample output table, we can see that there are two columns. One is the department ID and the other one is the employee count. So we just have to count the employees present in each department. So if we go to the sample input table, we have the department ID column here. So each department ID has been assigned to each single employee. So there are 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 3. So there are only 3 departments that we can see here, and for each single department we have to count the number of employees. So this will also, this question can also be we can solve this question using aggregation again. We will have to do group by we'll have to apply the group by clause in department ID column, and this group by clause will actually group the records of the department ID, that is 1, 2, 3, and then in order to count the results, count the records for each single group, we can just use count star for each particular group, and it will give us the count of the records, that is nothing but the count of the employees who are present in each department. So let's write the query now. So as I told, we want department ID and one more thing, that is employee count in our output. So I want it from my employee table, and I'll do group by on my department ID here. So this will just group the employee data based on the department ID, and in order to find the count of employees, we will simply do count star. So what the count star will do is, the count star function will count the number of rows in the result set. So let's give it as alias employee count. So what we have done in this question is, we have grouped the employee data based on the department ID, and the count star function will be applied to each department separately, giving us the count of employees for each single department. So this will give us two columns we can see in our output. One is the department ID 1, 2, 3, and the employee count 4, 3, 3. So if we see our sample output also, we can see that. So from the sample input also, we can clearly see that there are 4 employees with the department ID 1. This is 1001, 1003, then 1005, and then last one 1009. So there are 4 employees with the department ID 1, and there are 3 employees with the department ID 2, that is 1, 2, 3, and again we have 3 employees with the department ID 3. So this is how it's giving us the result. Now let's go to the next question, that is the question number 8. So in this question, we have to find the employee details of those employees who has third highest salary. So we just have to retrieve one record, the employee who has third highest salary. So in order to find the third highest salary, we can simply do order by on salary. So if we will do order by we will just do order by clause on the salary column. So this will give us the result that the salaries will be ordered in the descending order, and then we can just take the third record from the salary table. So let's see how we will write the query in my SQL. So for this question, this question is an important question, so please focus on this. So we have to find the details of the employees who has third highest salary. So here I'm simply doing order by order by on salary. If I do order by on salary with the descending order, uh, it will give me the salaries which got ordered in the descending order. So David is the employee with the employee ID 1005 has the highest salary, and the second highest salary is with the 1003 employee, and the third highest salary is with the employee 1009, and its third highest salary is 88,000. So since we only want my third row to be my output, I'll have to eliminate the first two columns, first two rows, and I only have to display my third row. So in order to do that, I'll make use of limit and offset function. So limit and offset function. So let's first show the first three rows. So in order to show the first three rows, I'll simply use limit 3. So limit 3 will display me only the first three rows. That is 1005, 1003, and 1009. But since I want only the third record, I will be skipping my first two records. So in order to skip my first two records, I'll be using offset. So offset 2, and limit will be 1. So what this will do is limit 1, that means it will display one record after an offset will be used to skip the number of rows. So this limit and offset. So offset 2, that means we have skipped 2 rows and then we are displaying only the third row, that is 1 row after skipping 2 rows. So if I run this, I've got what I wanted. So there is one more way to solve this using limit and offset again. So in this case, I can simply write it order by salary descending, and then I can simply write with a limit 2 comma 1. So what limit 2 comma 1 will do is it will skip the first two records and then it will return the next record after skipping the first two record. Okay, so when I run this query, I'll see I've got the same result. So what this is doing is limit 2 comma 1. So this is another way to write the same query. So this will skip the first two records and then it is displaying the next one record. If I wanted to display next three records, it will display the next three records after skipping the first two records. So this is how it's going to work. So since we only want the employee with the third highest salary, so we can get it using this query. If you're set to find the employee with the fifth highest salary or with the seventh highest salary, you can simply write your limit and offset based on your requirement. If you're asked to do fifth highest salary, you can simply do it skipping the first four records and then displaying the next record, that will be your fifth highest salary. So in this case, this is how it's going to work. So let's go to the next question now. So our next question is, we have to find the employees who joined the company within the last year. So if we go to our sample input table, we have one column that is hire date. So it gives us the dates of the employee on which they joined the company. So in the query that we have to find is we have to find the employee who joined within the last year. So that means we have to find the date which are 1 year before the current date. So how will we find that? We will just make use of date sub function and the current date function, and we will simply write a filtering condition that our hire date should be greater than or equal to and then we will write the function that will calculate the date which is 1 year before my current date. So let's write the query. So in this question, let's first understand what will be our output. So the today's date is 7 July 2024. Okay. And now I want the employees who got hired within uh, the last year. So to find for the last year, let's see what record will be there in my output. So 2024 and 2023 only I would like to consider, because these are the only year which is 1 year previous than my current year. So if I go to this one 2023 06/15, so this is the month of June. And again, since we are running at the month of July, so this record will also not be considered, which is just 1 year prior to my current year. And then if I go to this 2024-04, that means I will have only this record in my output, and no other record will be there in my output. So let's write the query now. So this is my question. The employees who joined the company within the last year. So let's retrieve all the columns from employee table, all the columns, yeah. And there I will just simply write my condition that my hire date should be greater than or equal to. Now here I will write dates up will actually subtract the date. So I just want to go 1 year prior to my current date. So let's write for the current date. So for the current date we have this function, that is CURDAT, current date. So it will give me the current date. And then since I want to go 1 year prior, so my interval will be 1 year. Okay. So this function will calculate the date which is 1 year before the current date. This complete function will calculate the date. Sorry guys, I'll have to rewrite it. Date sub in the bracket current date, then the interval 1 year. If you had to go to the 2 previous year, you could have do 2. If you have to go to 5 year, you could have write 5 here. So this is how it will work. So this simple function will calculate the date which is 1 year before the current date, and that should be greater than or equal to my hire date. So if I run this query, I have got this person, this employee ID whose hire date falls within 1 year prior to my current date. So we have got the result here, that is matching with that sample output table. So I hope this question is also clear to you. Now let's go to the next question and see. So in this question, we have to find the employees who joined the company between 2015 and 2018. And also we have the same kind of question, that we have to find the employees who joined the company between 5 April 2015 and 7 April 2020. So again we will have to consider this particular column, that is hire date. And then we will be applying some condition that our hire date should be between 2015 and 2018, something like that. So let's write the query for this question now. So I want the details of those. So let's start from my employee table. So where my hire date between 2015 and 2018. So this will just return the employees who got hired between year 2015 and 2018. So we have got the details of those employees whose hire date is its hire date is 2018, its hire date is 2015, and hire date is with year 2017. So this is what we wanted. Employee ID 1002, 1004, and 1010. Let's match so that we can see that it is matching with our sample output table. Now since here we have only specified the years, what if I want to specify the exact date or the exact or the month? So here in the next question I want to find the details of employees who joined the company between 5 April 2015 and 7 May 2020. So we can simply write the query mentioning the dates, the exact dates. So the structure will be the same, just like the previous query, and we will simply write our dates here, ending this with a semicolon. Select star from my employee table where hire date between, simply mentioning the dates. So what were our dates? Our dates are 5 April 2015 and 7 May 2020. So I can simply write it 2015 April month and the date is 5. So 5 April 2015, and writing in the 2020 0508. So 7 May, or yeah, 7. Okay. So let's see. It has given us the details of those employees who got hired between 5 April 2015 and 7 May 2020. You could have also written it another way. That is very simple approach. From employee. So this is approach 2 that I'm writing here. This is hire date is greater than equal to 2015 04 05 and hire date less than 2020 05 07. So this is how you can also write it like this, and you have got the same result, that is with the employee ID 1001, 2, 4, 8 and 10. So the output is matching here. Now let's go to the last question. I hope this question is clear to you. Let's go to the last question, and in this question we have to find the employees whose names start with letter J and letter D. So we will have to consider both the kinds of those employees whose first name starts with the letter J and letter D. So this is how I want in my output, and I want to retrieve all the columns, so I can just write some simple star, and in order to find for the names who start with the letter J and letter D, we will make use of like operator here. So let's write the query, the last one. This is my question. So in this question, select star, ending this one, select star from my table name, and simple using the filtering condition, that is where condition, where first name like it should start with the letter J. So I am just writing it J and then percentage. So it means that it can have anything after J, okay, but it should start from letter J. And one more condition is that it should start from letter D. So we will be using OR operator here, we have to consider both the types of those employees with first name like D and then percentage. Okay, so let's run the query and see the results. So we have got those employees here whose first name starts with letter J: John, Jane, David, Daniel, and Jessica. So this is what we wanted in our output. You can also concat the first name and last name here. So let's see, we want the full name. So in that case, you could have simply used the concat function, concat, that is first name, comma, giving some space. So to give some space, and then this is the last name. Okay, so this will give us only the full name column. So this is how, and giving it as alias as full name. So this is how you can concat your names. So I hope this question is also clear. So we have covered almost 10 questions in this video. So these are kind of very basic level of SQL questions. I'll create a separate video of complex SQL questions in which we will be finding employees with the highest salary in each department. So that will make use concepts like subquery, window functions, and CTEs. And we will also discuss the problems like to find the total number of employees that each manager supervises, to find the managers having the most direct reports, or we will find the salary difference between highest and lowest earners in each department, where we will be using aggregation, and then joins concept and subqueries concept, or common table expressions, finding the employees who earn more than their managers. So for all these complex level questions, I'll create a separate video. So that's all for this video, guys. Thank you.